The Riddle of the Earth, Chapter 9, Tandem Comets and the Lesson of Phaeton. The 1880 comet was of remarkable brightness and size, passed very close to the solar envelope at perihelion and became correspondingly faint after. Like the 1882 comet, it divided into two and became a tandem or twin comet. It should be remarked that the comets of 1668, 1843, 1880, 1882 and 1887 all followed along the same track, coming from the direction of Canis Major, Sirius, and all of them appear to have become twin or tandem comets. This peculiarity recalls the myth of Phaeton, to which Plato refers in connection with the destruction of Atlantis as the, quote, declination of heavenly bodies, causing a vast conflagration and flood on the earth, and recurring at long intervals in time. The story of Phaeton is undoubtedly the account of a very remarkable celestial event, which left behind it certain terrestrial effects. He drove the steed of his father's chariot, i.e. two wheels or a tandem, too near the sun, and almost set it on fire. Zeus, espying the danger to creation, killed him with a flash of lightning and cast him into the river Eridanus. Other legends associate the fate of Phaeton with the destruction of Atlas and the daughters of the Pleiades or Atlantides, whose tears, as they wept by the river Eridanus, turned into amber. I'm not here concerned directly with the actual topography concerned in this legend, but it is curious to observe that it appears to point to an event in the region of the North Atlantic Ocean, within the region which for so long has been the danger zone of meteoric falls. The river Eridanus was mythologically the son of Oceanus, the ocean, and there was but one ocean, and Tethys, the sea. It flowed through the country of the Gauls, or Galatia, and the Comedians were the Gallic or Gaelic race traditionally dwelling by this Eridanus, in a country, as Homer sang, beyond ocean stream and unblessed by the sun. Amber, tin, and the Comedians were all alluded to by Herodotus as more or less fabulous, although that historian admitted that tin and amber came from the northern parts of the world. Amber, which in this poetic myth of Phaeton was the outcome of the destruction by Zeus, is known to have been the product of tertiary coniferous trees. Coniferous, caused by the sudden petrifying of the sap in circumstances analogous to the making of coal, an event very sudden, as nearly 3,000 species of insect have been discovered imprisoned in the petrified sap. Amber, as Sir William Ridgway and Andreas Mosso, among others, have pointed out, is a product almost entirely, if not exclusively, found in the region of the Baltic, the North Sea, and the British Isles. Interesting when you watch the movie Jurassic Park that amber is featured in it, taking the DNA from insects and other creatures which are petrified in amber. That springs to mind instantly.
Look, 100 million years ago, there were mosquitoes, just like today. And just like today, they fed on the blood of animals, even dinosaurs. Sometimes, after biting a dinosaur, the mosquito would land on the branch of a tree and get stuck in the sap. After a long time, the tree sap would get hard and become fossilized, just like a dinosaur bone, preserving the mosquito inside. This fossilized tree sap, which we call amber, waited for millions of years with the mosquito inside, until Jurassic Park scientists came along. Using sophisticated techniques, they extract the preserved blood from the mosquito and, bingo, dino DNA. A full DNA strand contains 3 billion genetic codes.
Tatian, Clement, and Eusebius all agree that the Foxton event was identical with the Deucalion flood, and with this Deucalion flood, Sirius, the dog star, was traditionally linked. The Helios, or sun, whose steeds Phaeton drove, was not, I suggest, our sun, but the star Sirius, regarded by the Egyptians and Phoenicians as the central sun of the universe. Interesting how the word Sirius, by the way, comes from Sirius. Phonetically, it sounds fairly similar. Are you serious? Or, to put it another way, are you serious? Think about it. It is at least noteworthy that this cycle of legends points to those very regions of the Atlantic indicated by the volcanic linear belt, particularly to the British Isles, famed in Roman days as the Celtic underworld, the legendary scene of a world catastrophe, where, too, we discover both amber and tin. Be this as it may, the Phaeton account does definitely propose that at some past date a comet like that of 1880, coming from the direction of Sirius, a very serious matter you might say, broke into a tandem comet after perihelion, flung itself or was flung upon the Earth in the regions of the Atlantic, burnt up great areas, caused the Deucalion flood, and left as one of its evidences amber. There is reason to believe that the word amber was applied not only to the stone of that name, but to coal, which was evidently sought and used by the Greeks and Romans, for old coal working has been discovered in the British Isles, opened up at a very early date.